A 50-pound cheer for Riggs, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Are we all doing alright? We good? Yes! 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 Half... Right, alright, I haven't started yet. Half my girlfriend's family is South American, right? And the other half of them are dramatic actors. So when they argue, it's like the middle section of Bohemian Rhapsody. First joke in, we're off to a banger! It's good, man. My name is Riggs. I'm aware I look like a little bit of a knobhead. Just have to say that straight out of the gate. I swear to God, this gold chain, is from the ladies section of a Primark. Right? In my defence, right, this is just what you look like when you've been living in Brighton for just too long. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I look like the, do you know when you go on holiday, right? I feel like I look like the guy who tries to sell you like 12 DVDs for £1 on the beach. Do you know what I mean? And you can tell that he's definitely made all the front covers of the DVDs on his printer at home, right? I feel like I look like a guy who's illegally crossed the border in the back of a Sports Direct truck. Do you know what I mean, man? I'm from Yorkshire as well. There's a lot of Yorkshire people in here today, right? But I had to leave, right? Because there's nothing going on. I got my stomach pumped when I was 15 because there was nothing left to do. Do you know what I mean? My friend, half-ear Ben, right, once took a piss in a freezer in the back of an Iceland supermarket. But because there was nothing going on, we were all like, fair enough. The reason why we call him half-ear Ben, right, is because when we were kids we used to jump off of this bridge called the Iron Bridge into the river, right? There was a sign next to the bridge which said, do not jump off the bridge, which made like a good platform for sort of jumping off the bridge. Do you know what I mean, right? And then these chavs from Middlesbrough came down. Do you remember we used to say chavs quite a lot? A lot of you probably feel like you're looking at one right now, but like they came down and they lost their keys. And as a prank, my friend Ben, yeah, we just called him Ben at this point, right? He pretended like he stole their keys, right? And they didn't like his joke, right? So he attacked him with like fists and like bricks and like teeth, right? And now we call him half-ear Ben, right? But the reason why I'm telling you this, right, is because at no point during the attack did he say that he didn't in fact have their keys, right? And I just wish I had that sort of commitment to a joke. So I've been living down in Brighton for about 10 years now, right? And someone asked me, they were like, is Brighton a rough place to live? Right, what do you think about that? Anywhere that's got an annual naked bike ride is not a rough place to live. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm from, if you see a naked dude on a bike, someone has stolen that guy's clothes. And then that naked dude just nicked a bike! Gotta watch out for that guy, man, I'll tell you. Right, in Brighton's defence, right, in Brighton's defence, you've been to Brighton, right, you've been to Brighton a lot, probably. Yeah, in Brighton's defence, right, I used to do judo as a kid, right, and I was alright at it, but I never thought I'd have to actually use it in a real life, like hand-to-hand combat situation, until I was attacked by a homeless man near Brighton Pier in a dressing gown. So, I had an anxiety attack in December and it's the first time I've ever felt like a southerner. You don't have anxiety up north, mate. You have to have a bit of hope for anxiety. It got a bit sad there, didn't it? That was weird, wasn't it? One of the reasons why I feel I've got a bit of anxiety, right, is I turned 32, alright, and you're probably, some people are older like, shut the fuck up, you young twat. Right? But it sort of hit me harder than 30. 30, everyone goes on about 30, don't they? Fucking 30, right? But then I turned 32, and it hit me harder because I'm like, fucking almost mid-30s, right? So to try and make myself feel better, I googled a list of like famous 32ers, right? And it didn't really help me because I found out straight away, number one, Usain Bolt is a 32er. How's that supposed to make me feel? The fastest man in the world is the same age as me. Right, also on the list, right, check this out. One of the Olsen twins. What's going on there? If you don't remember who the Olsen twins are, they're just some children we used to fancy. It's alright, they're 32ers now! It's cool, man. You fancy people that used to be children. It's all the rules. Hell. Another reason for my anxiety, right? And I'm sorry to bring up like the government in that, but the government sent me this letter that says that I've died. It came as quite a surprise to me as well. I always wondered how I was going to die, right? But I never in a million years thought it'd be because of an administration error. So I phoned them up from beyond the grave and that, right? And they asked me to put through to Elaine Comerford, who's the admin officer for HM Revenue and Customs, right? They put me through, and I gave them my details. She was like, "How can I help you?" And I said, "To be honest, I thought you'd be more surprised to hear from me." It says on the letter, look, the estate of the late Mr. D.C. Regan, that's my name, right? My full name is David Charles Regan. It's a very serious name, that. So I looked it up in the old baby name book, and I'm not bragging. Well, I'm not bragging, because I didn't write the book, right? But it means the beloved king of royalty. Right? And that's a lot of pressure to put on a baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, I did a gig last week with soup on my shirt. Sometimes I think like, what if I had died then? What if I had died then? What would I have to show for my life? Like one time this fox just ran off with one of my shoes. Wasn't wearing it at the time. I was using it to try and hit a fox. I thought I'd achieve more of my life is what I'm trying to say. I spent a good portion of last year just sort of following this man around Asda. I should explain that, shouldn't I, really? We've only just met. That's a weird thing to say, right? But I go to Asda quite a lot, and there's a guy who works there who's just got a much better sort of character arc than all the other employees who work there. Right, I noticed that. Right, and I was there on his very first day, he looked all nervous, didn't know what he was doing, he had his fucking Asda shirt all done up and that. He was wearing a tie, which you don't normally expect from Asda employees, right? But then as I was watching him like, over the next couple of days, he really started to get into his sort of Asda career, like stacking the shelves, turning the jam jars around and that, you know, right? And then about a month into his Asda journey, I saw him getting off with this other store employee, like behind the plastic flappy door where they bring out all the veg and that, right? But what's weird is because I go to Asda quite a lot, right? I saw her getting off with a completely different store employee like 4 weeks before the guy I was watching started working there. And for a second I was like, should I warn him? And I was like, how do I even approach that situation? Sir, I've been watching you for quite some time now. And I really feel like this isn't a relationship you should be getting yourself into. Right? And then what if that's such a crazy thing that happened to him? That he'd break off the relationship with her, me and him will become good mates. He'd be like, what are you up to later on? I'd be like, well, I got this stand-up comedy thing in Bexhill. He'd be like, I love stand-up comedy, maybe I'll come. And I have to be like, it's actually quite important that you in particular don't come. Because you're not going to like large swathes of my material. As I was leaving Asda the last time I was there, I had my headphones in. I got stopped by one of them pop-up energy kiosks. You know, the people who try and make you change your energy provider, right? And they took me by surprise. So when they asked me who a provider was, I accidentally said EDL. And judging by the look on her face, I may as well have said that my house runs on white power. thought that joke would go better in ethnically diverse Bexhill. I've tried to fit into Brighton lifestyle. It's a lot different there. Like, so I try to do Brighton shit, right? So I took some magic mushrooms, right? With an amateur taxidermist. But she didn't tell me about her hobby until I'd already been at her house for like 2 hours. Alright? And that's not fair, is it? She asked me if I wanted to see her pets. And I thought she was going to introduce me to a cat. Or like a dog she'd just been keeping in the kitchen. Right? But she just started wheeling out. Like perched birds. And before long I was sat in a room on mushrooms with this fucking stranger. Just surrounded by perched birds. And I had to be like, dude, your pets aren't making any noise. That's cool, man. Alright. I don't know if you can tell by my general sort of demeanour, right, but I have smoked weed a bit. Did you get that vibe? Yeah. This is the most effort I've ever put into anything in my whole life. This right now I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys like smoking weed now, but I buy all my exotic, like all the best sort of weed from the seaside town of Worthing. Right? I'm sure you all do the same thing, right? Yeah, that's what they're singing about in those reggae songs, isn't it? Worthing, right? And oh, it is. You just gotta listen to it backwards or whatever, right? But I met this dude called Chev. I feel like I can say it because I don't think he's ever left Worthing, so I can say his name, right? It's called Chev. It's not probably not his real name, it doesn't sound like a real name, but I met him on East Worthing train bridge, right? He was wearing a full shell suit and that, right? And cool guy, right? And I heard this clunk on the floor, right? And I looked down, and he just dropped a chair leg out of the sleeve of his jacket, right? And I looked down at the chair leg, and I looked back up at him, and he said, "Don't worry, mate, it's not for you." Which is a great first impression, right? And then he said, "Get in my van." Right? And I was like, "What exactly do you mean by that?" And he said, "Well, I'm a carpet fitter. We'll do the drug deal in the van. I'll give you a lift home afterwards. But it's much less dodgy that way." Right? So I said, "All right," and I got in his van, right? Because I needed some drugs. I'm proud of it. I did. For me back, all right? Got back, so I need drugs. Right. And when I was in his van, right, I felt like I needed to build up a bit of rapport with him. If he's going to be my drug dealer, I need to become friends with him, right? So I said, "I just moved to this new flat in Lansing, right, and the carpets are real shit, right?" And he said, "Well, what seems to be the problem?" And I said, "Well, it's sort of frayed at the edges and all sort of bumpy in the middle." And he says, "It sounds like the idiot who laid your carpets down didn't put any underlay like underneath it." And I said, "What's underlay?" And he said, "It's material you put underneath carpet to stop from sliding about." Right? And I said, "That's very interesting." And for the next 10 minutes, we really bonded, and I thought we were going to become like good friends. And one day when we were old men, we would reminisce about the first time we met, and I thought he was going to cave my head in with a chair leg. Right? And as we got into Lansing, right, we sort of got near where I sort of lived, so I said, "Pull over there, because that's my flat." And he said, "I fitted those carpets." So what I'm asking you is, can someone sell me some weed? Cool, man. Oh yeah, check this out, right? Let's see how long I've done, hang on. We'll do that, and I'm going to put this in. This is good, this bit, isn't it? Oh shit! Fucking hell, that's flown by. I don't know what joke to end on. I've got children. Don't know where they are. No, I do. I'm just not allowed to go there myself. No, I've got. No, I do. I've got kids, man. I've got kids. They like me. That's true. I do see them. Like, I had them when I was quite young. Right, I got a girl and a boy. They're 10 and 9, and they're real nice, right? For children, you know, for children. You know what I mean? You know, don't go out too much. It's fine, or whatever. Right. I was full of anxiety about whether or not that I'd be a good parent. Like, for example, at one time, my daughter stole a colander from Tesco's. by sort of shoving it in the back of the pram, right? And I knew it was her because I saw her do it out the corner of my eye, right? But I didn't stop her. Because we needed a colander. And I told her to do it. Hey man, you guys are fucking great. Right, that's been my time. It flew by. I had some more stuff to tell you, but maybe if they do it again, I'll come back and talk to you again. Right? But yeah, thank you. One person's going to come back and say, the rest of you can all fuck off. Alright, I'll see you later.